Welcome back to one of the last matches in the round of 16 for DreamHack Stockholm. It's game number 2 in the best of 3. It's spawning here in the bottom left corner of the map, currently trailing the series after what appeared to be a dominant game 1. It's going to be Samsung Galaxy's red Zerg player, Solar.
Never writes as the blue Terran. It's Liquid Bunny. So yeah, he's the only foreigner left.
He just very well may be. I don't know what the actual rest of the bracket looks like, but it was like 90% Korean in the first place. So
Mana.
It wasn't only 2. Like him and Mana, I think were the only ones that got to the round of 16.
I want to say so. And Mana, of course, you know, got 2 votes. So Bunny Hope, Bunny Hype.
Well, he's certainly got the track record to potentially take this series down, but at the same time, Solar is far from over. Yeah,
11 gas here. That was pretty darn early. We see people just go into like a 3 Reaper off of this.
You know what? He did so much damage with those Hellions in that first game. I almost wonder if this is just for the fast Hellions going like, hey, that worked really well last time, and I didn't go for the fastest Hellions possible. Maybe forgoes the Reaper and just gets them out really quick on Foxtrot.
That's like a rough thing to do. But hey, he's like Bunny has shown us in show matches that he is willing to do like really some weird stuff.
Bunny is like the most it's not even like Bunny is the most aggressive Terran player I know of when he wants to be.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it should be for the free Reaper. He did 2 Reapers last time, so obviously he showed that he's still a Terran that doesn't, you know, he doesn't automatically go to the 1 Reaper into 2 Marines. You know, which is what every other Terran is doing.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the map that's got that really sick special backdoor, but there's still a lot of areas you can get in, up and jumping about. But the thing is, and this is going to be kind of irritating for later, I'd say, for Solar, it's I really don't like the 3rd base locations on this map for Zerg. Sometimes you can argue like what's good, what's not. I mean, a Terran player, you could say, well, he's more exposed, so it should be bad for him. But it tends to be us watching Zerg players just take all that pressure, unless they've got map control. Then that's a whole other can of worms. But just like in most generic scenarios. Because who was that? We've seen even Grubby, I know it's not Zerg, but even he was like stressing to hit like a base down here in the bottom right instead of the middle. It's all sorts of awkward and frustrating.
It is. It's a very wide open. Person who's attacking sometimes has the better concave. The thing about Zerg though is that like, you know, attacking off creep is always going to be worse than, you know, whatever attacking in a concave is going to give you. You know, it's more like a Protoss Terran thing. So, anyways, there's good drop opportunities for Bunny here. Obviously, if he does take that 3rd over there, there's the whole plateau right there, and then of course you can hop right into the main. That's pretty nice.
Going as high as 3 Reapers, it's not something I dislike, but it really fell out of favor when all these Zerg players started getting the fastest speed possible, so I mean, he got to the main, he saw the gas. I don't know if I love the choice for the 3rd Reaper, but knowing Bunny, you know, this is not for the harass now, but indeed the Hellbat push that will probably follow. I
think he's gonna go for
Hellion.
Banshees? No, he's going for Command Center, never mind. Because, you know, if you pair up Banshees with 3 Reapers, 6 Hellions, like, it's a pretty powerful force. It takes down whatever it's going to hit at. And Foxtrot, has large as its natural is, you know, that ramp is really pushed out there. Like, there's no way they're going to block it off with Evo Chambers. So if you can get up here and have room to maneuver, that kind of composition does a lot of work. Not going to be the case. Bunny feeling, you know, he was confident in his macro game last time, and still is, because he won that game, so all right. We do put a starport though, so maybe like a medevac, like medevac Hellions, or just the Viking, the Pult Viking, like.
Well, you know, there was a bit of hesitance last time from Solar too when we saw him choosing his tech path, like opening with the Roaches, going towards the Banelings and the Mutas afterwards, putting his upgrades where they perhaps should not have been. I mean, if he had gone straight to Ling Muta, if he had just dedicated to the melee weapons, maybe that's a different game, but ooh, this is
awkward.
Yeah. The CV was actually in a 6th spot, then runs away. Yo, you were safe, man.
What did you do that for? Bunny might be going for the Banshees even after their command center, which, you know, I would say is like really rare, but we're seeing it like, you know, I mentioned it, I think yesterday someone did it. So it does, you know, it doesn't really delay your stim that much more. They still hit a very good medevac timing with stim. Yeah. And you have that Banshee, but you also have the economy that you wouldn't have with 2 base.
Yeah, 3rd CCs are just in general really nice, just for the mule more than anything else. You know, we need to take that base to a little bit later, but Hellion's staying at home to try and deal with these wings.
Good
well,
split.
over here on the side of, but yeah, on the solar side of the map, I mean, the queens want to get involved, obviously, but they kind of just gotta let that damage go down for another moment or two until the starts spreading.
I'm not sure what Solar's trying to think, but he's like, do I counterattack? Do I try and get them behind? Do I counterattack? What do I do?
Right, and this is gonna almost talk about last game. Like, there's just little bits of indecisiveness here and there, and it's really obvious when you see that one big moment where you're like, okay, all in, no wait, full back, then all in. You know, like those ones are more noticeable, but even subtle things with the Lings right now, just like which way do I go?
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of that going on last game, and I hope it's not going to be as big of a problem this time. That's a big dedication of Lings, though.
Yeah, Baneling Nest. So Roach Baneling with the third, that's not going to be droned up. If Bunny sees that this is being droned up, he might be able to tell, but, you know, more importantly, he sees this army, and that's why getting a Banshee is also so important. It's cloakless. It doesn't add a whole lot to killing queens, but it adds so much to defense and scouting.
Well, this was actually so sick out of Solar, because he did try and sneak around the map, knowing the Hellions would be in the middle part waiting. It's important he actually doesn't lose these Lings, not because it really matters about the Lings adding DPS, but he needs these to turn into the Banelings.
Yeah. In fact,
However,
Solar...
it's just going to bust right up here. All right, bring the fight to me, man.
It's not really gonna work out though, right? Because he just master pairs. Like, it's like the best idea you can have because, you know, the Banshee potentially comes over and snipes all the Banelings while they're morphing, but it's not one that really works. You're getting...
He's gonna get the depot.
I don't know if it matters still because the Hellions are still alive, so...
That's true, the bunkers are up. Although he does almost get the main... Could focus down one of these depots. If the Roaches help, maybe that's the barely, but this attack has lost its mojo. And already behind us, we had drones, we get the lair, we get the double evos. I mean, Solar wasn't going to go for round 2 with that.
You know, some Roaches in the back get about 3 more kills, so he gets the 10 SCV kills. But honestly, that's something you could do with that tiny Roach attack. You know, the 8-10 Roaches and just macroing up behind it. That's a good one of like those builds. To go for a dedicated like attack like that. I mean, he did drone up like awfully quick behind it, and he didn't invest any gas into it, so it wasn't as bad. But I don't know, it definitely was invested.
Well, the thing for Solar is you got to consider too, like he didn't make a lot. There wasn't a lot of gas wasted in that attack like there normally would be.
Yeah.
But with all those units dead, it doesn't change the fact that he doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of home to defend. That his Banshee will go down to the queens.
He has Banelings now, right? Like one thing that you might not have had if you're being really greedy, as opposed to doing an attack like that.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, he's got to be careful though. Almost get the Banshee. Transfuses are looking pretty nice, but I mean, there's no Roaches in this. Dealing with the Hellions is not going to be fun.
You know, I guess Bunny wasn't building SCVs during that attack. He seems like you would have had a lot more SCVs faster. Yeah, so while he's on 3CC and it's already landed, it's not the most impressive thing in the world. But his army is still pretty impressive. You know, I'm really glad he didn't dedicate to that attack because he's going to have a better army in like a minute, as well as like, you know, more staying power than if he did that attack and just messed up once.
Scrappy. Overlord does get picked up here on the other side of the map. Solar just cleaning up what he can here, is catching the odd Marine. This wall was never finished though, so what I'm really scared for Bunny is like if he takes one bad engagement or is out of position for a moment, this is going to be a problem, I feel.
Is that Engineering Bay locking the CV? I saw it kind of like move, and I thought like maybe he was trying to build a supply depot with it, and he doesn't notice that it's stuck.
Maybe. That's going to be incredibly awkward if that's the case. 4 Zerglings actually sneak up here to turn into Banelings. Nice. These should be able to roll in and at least take out the bunker, but there's not really a lot of killing power here, sadly. This Overlord in the middle of the map also being corralled. The creep spread going to give him the vision he needs to know from which angle this attack approaches.
Yeah. Not many medevacs. You know, only one means that if he dedicates, he will lose a lot of his army. But then again, if he dedicates and gets
so close.
Awesome Hellion shots, he needs awesome Hellion shots. He needs to split. Yeah, so pick up what you can. The second medevac does join up. Pick up those units. Yeah, there you go.
Speed was so close to finishing. Would have been the death of a couple more units, but without mutas, you can't chase.
I really wish that he hadn't pushed on a creep. You know, like killing the creep and keeping a concave would have scared Solar and not, you know, necessarily made him attack.
That's true. Plus, it would have started giving him some of that ground you need for that mid game. Thinking ahead, but 4th hatchery finishing up here any second for Solar. He's looking at a better spot this game than last time for sure. He's got his upgrades in a better spot. He's got his I don't know. He's just got himself sorted a lot better. That's the only way I could really phrase that. I mean,
you know, he's not going for. Oh no, there they are. I'm like, where are the mutas? And they're running across the map into the third.
Yeah,
Bunny is not any missile turrets. So his production's wide open, his SCV lines are wide open, except the natural.
But all the Marines are here in this 3 Widow Mines. I mean, these can only get so much done here. But the problem is, getting from the third back to the main is not a lot of fun on Foxtrot. And that makes these Mutalisks an excellent choice. Whoa, yeah, I didn't know he was water. What a waste.
That is kind of a waste.
Watering the abyss. Don't mind me. It's summertime after all.
I saw a neighbor watering his, like seriously, like watering his driveway when it was raining.
I had
like,
a woman on my street who did that. She every morning would water her driveway.
What? But why?
She was crazy. She had a statue made of her. She was like 80 years old. Anyways, that's another story for another day. Families collide really nicely, but this Widowmine gets a decent shot. Nothing amazing.
Oh, I could have gotten they could have gotten such a great shot. And Bunny.
The Bermudas, well, they're in the main, they're compromising. This turret will not
I'm
complete.
so surprised. Like, he held off what was almost an all-in, you know, so I did drone up immediately behind it so well. And just, like, falters somewhere. Falters in the macro.
Oh god, that's a lot of banelings. This first wave is going to hit hard with 44, but there's 21 more behind this. This is a one-hit kill move, and there's nothing in the wall here to stop them. Moving towards this mineral line. Oh my god, no! Ooh, 32 SCVs die! I just felt a disturbance in the force! Oh my god, GG. Solar will take game number 2. Oh my goodness. Alright, what is map number 3 going to be? Guys, we're going to play an ad break here real quick while we get the lobby up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 2 minutes.